Alright, so the first thing here is a word problem that you're going to most likely see on the final exam, because for some reason they like to throw these at you. And if you look at the paper, I actually write something. Don't write what's on there. Don't draw that part yet, because I'm going to do something a little bit different. Now here, I want you to stop the video, go and write down the problem, and then we're going to keep going on after that. Alright, so this says, I'm going to read the problem out to you, and we're going to make a triangle from the information they gave us here. And every single line here is important, so hopefully you wrote down every single line. All right, so two fire lookout stations, in other words, fire stations, are 10 miles apart, with station B directly east of station A, and both spot a fire. And with that, that means the same fire. They're going to spot the same fire. The bearing of the fire from station A is north 25 degrees east, and the bearing of fire station B is north 56 degrees west. How far to the nearest mile is the fire from each lookout station? So the first thing they gave us was talking about the two fire lookout stations, and they said they're 10 miles apart. And they also said that station A is directly east from station B. So before we do anything here, we need to make sure we understand our north, south, east, and west, our cardinal directions. Those are important. So we know north is up top, we know south is on the bottom. Over here on this side, on the right side, is that east or west? So here this is east, because think of the East Coast, think of the, we're on the east side of the United States, East Coast. West Coast, that's like Philly and all that, not Philly, but Los Angeles and all the good stuff. That's the West Coast. So here they say that station B is directly east of station A. So if we do that, try this here. We have two stations here. Station B is directly west of station A. So if A is here, directly east. So if A is here, that means B has to be east of it, which is over here. So again, east, going that direction. So A is here, B is east of it. Okay. Now both of them spot a fire, the same fire. The bearing of the fire from station A is north 25 degrees east. Now this is an important thing to make sure you understand, because this shows up all the time. This is very important that you draw the triangle out correctly, because here, it's going to draw a triangle now, because we know it's going to make a triangle here. Now, for station A, it says it's north 25 degrees east. So what we're going to do is we have to deal with the angle when it talks like that. So north, we know, goes up and down, so we're going to draw a dotted line going north. And then we're going to go east 25 degrees. So that means we're going to go this side or this side. Again, we're going east. So that means we're going to come this way. So that's 25 degrees east there. So with this, we're going to go on to the next thing. But I'm going to explain that one more time for the next one. And the bearing of the fire from station B is north 56 degrees west. So here B, it's north, 56 degrees west, which is that way. So going this way. Alright, so just to give you an idea and understanding, so the first direction is the dotted line. The second direction is for the arrow. So it goes in that way every single time. It goes, the first direction is the dotted line, the second direction is the arrow. And then the number that goes in the middle like this is what the number they gave you there. And we're going to do more of these, so if that confused you at all, then it's okay. Let's just keep going through the problem, and then we'll finish it up, and then we'll do another one, and then we'll have more of those types of problems later on, because you will see a lot of those. All right, so here we know that this part right here gives us a 90-degree angle. That's a right angle. Same thing here. North and west, this is a 90-degree angle. So if we look back up here too, these are 90-degree angles right here. Same thing for the south part. Those are 90-degree angles. So if those are 90-degree angles, and we know this is 25, so if we do 90 minus 25, that'll give us the angle right here. So that's 65 right there if you do that. 65 degrees goes in this angle right here. Okay, and then the same thing over here, we know that's a 90-degree angle. So 90 minus 56 gives you, how much was it? 34 degrees. So that again goes into that angle right there. So 34 degrees. Okay, and then they said also again here, this is 10 miles apart. The two lookout stations are 10 miles apart. Now, the only thing is you have to do is figure out how far is station A to the fire and how far station B is to the fire. And here we'll call this C because that's the other angle, or F, whichever you want to do. It's up to you. And also, let's go ahead and label these sides of the triangle. You know, this is A. You know, this is B. And so again, we need to figure out what the actual things are. So the first thing here, we need to find these two sides. But again, we have two angles on the inside. We should be able to figure out that third angle. That should be the first thing we should do. So let's do that part first. Let's find out what that third angle is. Let's start with angle C. And if you look at this problem, this one, you're going to have to find every single piece of it. Every piece. So let's go and find that. So A plus B plus C equals 180. So angle A is 65. Angle B is 34. Angle C we don't know yet. Equals 180. If we add these two together here, where did my part go? That's 99, sorry. That's right, did that in the calculator. Ha. Alright, so if we subtract it, that means we get 81 for the actual angle. So angle C is 81 degrees. Okay, so that's going to help us out now that we have two angles in the side, and we actually can figure out the other parts now. So that means if it's two angles and a side, that means we're going to do the law of sines. So we're going to do a law of sines to figure out what side A is and what side B is. And then we're going to actually write out the answers. All right, so let's go ahead and deal with our side A first, just because alphabetically it's first. All right, so we're going to set that equal to what we have both of, which is C. Sine C over C is what we're going to deal with. It's going to help us to find side A. So let's fill everything in that we have. Now we have 65 as an angle. Side A we don't know yet. We have 81 as our angle for C, and side C is 10. Again, cross multiply. And then we go ahead and divide by sine 81. That's not important there. We don't need that. All right, so we're putting this into the calculator and get an actual answer here. And again, if you look back at what the question asked, the actual question itself, it said how far to the nearest mile, which means the nearest whole number. So make sure when we put our answer in, we're doing to find our whole number. All right, so when you put that into the calculator, you get about 9.17605, blah, blah, blah. So that rounds to about 9 miles. Approximately 9 miles. Okay, so not bad. We got that one. We can do that. All right, and so let's go to B now. And again, we're going to use both C's because we have both C's now. That's the only one we have both of from almost the get-go. Almost. All right, so again, we fill everything in. 34 degrees is for an angle B. Side B, we don't know. C is the same thing as what we just used. 81, sine 81 over 10. Cross multiply again. And I'm moving fast here because we've been doing this for a little bit now. So everybody should be able to flow a little bit faster with this than normal. All right, we're going to divide by sine 81 so we get B by itself. And when you put that to the calculator, you get about 5.661633134, blah, blah, blah. So that rounds up approximately 6 miles. And again, at this point, we should know how to put in the calculator, so I'm not doing that part with you again. So here, we have the two answers. So we know this is 6. Sorry, this is 9. This is 6. Now, the last thing is to write this in sentence. So we can actually, sorry, so you can see that part. Put 6 and 9 there. Now we need to write this in a sentence so that it's not just 9 miles and 6 miles, but that we actually put in correctly. But also be careful when you're writing this, because just because this is letter A doesn't mean that that's how far the station A is from the fire. This is actually from B to the fire. This is from A to the fire. So side B actually is talking about how far station A is away from the fire, and side A talks about how far station B is from the fire. So when we write it out, we got to write that out correctly. So we say station A is 6 miles from the fire. Station B, is 9 miles from the fire. Now, what I would do here is go ahead and star this problem, simply because in that project that we're going to have, a problem like this is going to show up again. And if you already can kind of like do some work here with this one, then that problem in that packet is going to be easier. So star this problem, star example 3, because you're going to see it again. It's going to come back.